Hi there, everyone. It is currently the 16th of April 2013. That is a Tuesday out here in the Western Pacific. And today, well, the main topic is going to be our continued coverage of this low pressure area just towards the west of Thailand, just towards the southwest of Bangkok. Also, later on in the update, we're going to talk about an area towards the south of Mindanao, and then talk about the rest of Eastern Asia, which is relatively quiet, but there are a few areas off towards the north. But it's this area which we're really going to concentrate on because it has really been triggering off these afternoon thunderstorms here. Actually, you can see that sea breeze effect combined with the low pressure. These storms are really blowing up through the evening hours, and it does look like it's going to continue and actually get worse throughout the afternoon here on Tuesday. Actually, if we take a look at some of the rain totals in the past 24 hours, we can actually see off here towards northern Thailand, upwards of 64 millimeters. In Phuket, we've seen a report of right around 68 millimeters. This is following it behind the past 24 hours, which or on Sunday, it was up to 80 millimeters. This one's at 68. I did see some reports of it being sunny skies throughout most of the day, so that really shows me that a lot of these storms are probably in the afternoon and or isolated. This one occurring at the airport, but if you're right near the coastline, you may be missing the bulk of the precipitation. It's likely a little bit farther inland. As we can see here, once again, with that infrared / visible imagery, the system spinning right here, and moisture inflow, even northern Sumatra, you're going to get in on some of this heavy precipitation with localized and river flooding very low. But like I said, going into your Tuesday evening, it's really going to get the worst. It's actually by Tuesday afternoon, according to the European model. We have our area right here, but it's going to be in a similar spot, but that's that moisture inflow, and also some gusty winds and high waves near the coastline as that moisture and those winds continue to blow ashore. And actually, the Thai Meteorological Department expects about 2 to 3 meter high waves. So one of those days, if you are a boater, probably just want to stay in while this low pressure area is continuing to spin out there. Heaviest rain, my thoughts, about 200 millimeters, maybe 300 in a few isolated locations. Definitely inland, away from coastal areas. So it does save a good deal of the population, but still, there's going to be the river flooding with that water flowing downstream. This is actually the latest from the Thailand Meteorological Department, and you can see that low pressure area here. The oscill's 0.1 there towards the west of Borneo, and then the other one south of Mindanao, which we are going to get in just a second here. But JTWC as well is calling this area a low chance for tropical development in the next 24 hours on their most recent one, but they do have it. I'm saying it is a disorganized low pressure area spinning around here, and well, that's all you need, really, if it's close enough to land to cause some problems and cause this risk of flooding. Now, there is one saving grace, and that is that I expect the rains here in southern Thailand to dwindle down throughout your day on your Wednesday. Unfortunately, it very well could get rough around Bangkok through your Wednesday evening. Let's take a look at this, because this is going to push on shore in Myanmar here on your Wednesday. As we scroll here ahead, you can see that center of circulation pushing on shore. And then, as we go into Wednesday evening, it actually pushes to the south here. Let's pull back here. This is by Wednesday afternoon into the evening hours. It's there just towards the south Bangkok. Just a little bit more. You can see it right off here into the Gulf of Thailand. If we pull up the MSL for the same time, the heavy precipitation that's going to be coming out of this, very well could be some very gusty winds near the coastlines there. Also some heavy rainfall coming out of it just near the immediate coastlines. That's where I would expect this. But the good news is that where you have been seeing the flooding, it is going to dwindle down outside of these afternoon hours. But in general, it will dwindle down throughout your day on your Wednesday, and definitely going into Thursday. As this pushes off over Cambodia, it will just completely quickly fall apart. And actually, Thursday looks like a pretty decent day if you are out and about here. If you plan on traveling to the Malaysian and Thailand peninsula, it's gonna be. So that's the good news. Actually, if we take a look at GFS model, it's very similar outcome here. Dwindles down there on their Wednesday, going into Thursday, rapidly improving. Otherwise, across the Western Pacific, I want to mention that area south of Mindanao because that looks like it very well could even spin up here and push on shore. Not spin up, I guess, per se, just the bulk of convection pushing on shore and very, very disorganized. I mean, this area right here south of Palau of all places is not a conducive for tropical development. It doesn't really have a big favor of a life in its future, but the GFS and the European model both want something out of it. GFS pulls it off here towards the north, keeping it disorganized. European model pulls it down here towards the south. Very, very disorganized, but at the very least will cause some precipitation and a possibility of some localized flooding here in the southern Mindanao on your Wednesday evening into Thursday. That's where the heaviest precipitation. And once again, I know I sound like a broken record when I say this, BOFA area stricken regions really here on the East Coast any sort of unorganized convection causes problems here. It's really a sad story, but it's definitely true. Meanwhile, though, we are looking at an area of convection also pushing across northern Japan. It looks like it very well could bring some snow. So there's still that, even some snow in the forecast there in northern China. Also southern China, you're seeing some heavy rain as well. Somewhere about 30 to 50 millimeters of rain really pushing across the Yangtze River Basin here into the next 24 hours. And that same low that's doing that very well onto Thursday is going to blow up here around Okinawa. So Thursday looks like a wet day for you. Eventually pushing off here towards the east. Going to merge with upper level trough there. That very well could bring some wet weather across northern Japan, but really that pushes off towards the east. It's not until next weekend when we start to see the next big system blow up. Nothing compared to 2 weeks ago when we had that huge storm, but this one is going to hit up there into southern Japan. And it's still well, transition season, and we're going to see these lows every 3 to 4 days. That is atypical for this time of year. Not atypical for this time of year, though, is this guy. Very out of season, little monsoonal low spinning up here, causing some rainfall when it should be the hot, dry part of the season. Actually, there's the rain ceremonies going on there in Thailand. From what I've read, throw water at a cat or something. Somebody can fill me in on that. That would be my question of the day. If you have any other comments, questions, or suggestions, though, please post them down there in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.